Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, we'd like to welcome all of our YouTube Live listeners, our listeners over Facebook Live, and our dear listeners over Zoom. Welcome to all of you to this day one of Sri Rama Lila Madhuramrita, the nectarian, the esoteric pastimes, the sweet pastimes of Sri Ramachandra, day one. So before we proceed today, we'd like to announce and congratulate the participants of the quiz session from Gauramrita day, the previous day. I don't remember the day right now. I think it was day 48, if I'm not mistaken. From day 48, we'd like to congratulate the devotees Hari Prasad Prabhu, Mother Flavia, Radha Mataji, Vrinda Gopika Mataji, and Ranjani Gopika Mataji. Congratulations to all of you for participating in the quiz session from day 48 of Sri Gauramrita. So this Sri Rama Lila, the Madhuramrita, the sweet nectarian esoteric pastimes of Sri Ramachandra, we are bringing to you in a very different package, in the sense that we will be doing a week-long session of 5 days starting from today. This will be just meditations on Lord Sri Ramachandra.
So day one, the theme will be the epitome of sweetness, Madhura Shiromani. And we'll discuss day one, appearance and childhood of Lord Ramachandra, the Gurukul pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, the first meeting of Sri Ram and Sita Devi, then meeting of Lord Ram and Bharath in the forest, meeting of Lord Rama with his dear devotee Hanuman.
So as you can see, this is the topics that we are going to cover in today's session. And they are not necessarily in exact chronology. But then coming day two, we are going to be discussing tomorrow. In tomorrow's session, we are going to be discussing
the theme of the epitome of righteousness and sacrifice of Lord Rama. So we'll see how the Lord goes with sage Vishwamitra, even though today we are already covering till he meets Lord Hanuman, but only focusing on the sweet pastimes. Tomorrow we'll go back again to the beginning of Valmiki Ramayana and then focus on the righteousness and sacrifice mood of Lord Ramachandra, where we see how the Lord goes with the sage Vishwamitra, how he protects the sages from Marichi, Subahu, how he kills Taraka, how he delivers Ahilya as a perfect son, how the Lord leaves Ayodhya, and then how he protects the sages of Dandakaranya, how he delivers Vali, delivers Ravana. And after that, we come back on day 3 again and revisit Ramayana again with a focus on how Lord Ramachandra is the epitome of shelter, Sharanagata Vatsala, one who takes shelter of him. This will be on the day of Ramanavami, especially in US. And we'll discuss the service, how Nishad Guha took shelter, how the boatmen took shelter, how Shurpanakha, the episode happened, what are the secrets behind the kidnapping of Mother Sita, how Jatayu took shelter, how Mother Shabari took shelter, and then how Vibhishan took shelter. Then on day 4, we'll focus on the Dasyaras, the epitome of Dasyaras, Hanumanji, the wish fulfiller of the Lord. That would be focused on day 4, and then day 5, which will be Friday with US time, and Saturday India time would be quiz. All right, so stay tuned. Very exciting week coming up. Jai Shri Ram, Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki Jai.
So before we start on Shri Ram, we thought that it would be a very, very proper meditation to, before we get into the Madhuramrita, the nectarian ocean, the sweet nectar of the pastimes of Sri Ramachandra, we must glorify the personality who wrote the Ramayana. And that personality is none other than the great Maharishi, Sri Valmiki. So the great Maharishi, Maharishi means the great Rishi, the great sage Valmiki. So Valmiki Muni was actually a hunter in that very lifetime, and he was a very evil man. And this Valmiki, he was called as Ratnakar, and one time when he was the dacoit Ratnakar, he was approached by the great sage, the divine Narada Muni, the transcendental spaceman Narada Muni, who was very, very compassionate. And after all, Narad Muni, his only business to appear in this world, to appear anywhere, is just to show compassion to others. As Srila Prabhupada always sings very beautifully, whenever he glorifies Narada Muni, he sings this beautiful song which has been written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, glorifying that how Narada Muni is constantly chanting on his veena the beautiful name of Sri Radhika Raman.
Narada Muni Bajai Veena, Radhika Ramanana. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he sings a beautiful song about Sri Narada Muni, how he simply plays on his veena, chanting the holy names of the Lord, Shri Krishna. And he's trying to invoke the love of God within everyone. And the great devotees of the Lord, their mission is just to change people's hearts, not simply to beat on the head with philosophy, with authority, not abuse their power, but actually to change the heart of the people. And whatever is necessary to actually convert or transform a person to spiritual consciousness, that is what is required. So in the story of Valmiki Muni, we really get a very nice understanding of how acharyas can present things according to time, according to place, according to circumstances, because Narada Muni, he saw the atrocities of Valmiki in his previous situation in life as a hunter whose name was Ratnakar. And Narad Muni told him, you should chant the name of Ram. But Ratnakar was so sinful that the name of Ram could not come onto his mouth because he was so busy trying to create pain and death to others that he could only chant the name of the Lord of Death. And so Narad Muni, according to time, place, circumstance, and what is best for that person, told him, you should chant the name of Mara, the Lord of Death. You chant Mara, so this Ratnakar hunter, he began to chant very carefully, Mara, 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 Ram, 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 Ram. It became Ram. And just by chanting the holy name of Lord Ram, he became a pure devotee by the mercy of Sri Narada Muni, and Lord Ram actually induced him, through Narada and others, introduced him to write the beautiful story of the birth, the appearance, and activities of Sri Ramachandra. By the mercy of Narada Muni, Ratnakar became transformed by the great sage to the great sage Valmiki. And because he was empowered by Narad Muni, sage Valmiki wrote the great epic Sri Ramayana, the glorious life and pastimes of the Supreme Lord Sri Ramachandra.
So now, given this introduction, now let us all travel across yugas to relish the nectar that Valmiki Rishi, Maharshi Valmiki has written about Lord Ramachandra. Let us all travel across yugas. Let us go into Treta Yuga to the glorious land of Sri Ayodhya. This is the land of Sri Ayodhya Dham. And this Ayodhya is the crown jewel of the appearance place, the place of activity, of the transcendental activities of Lord Sri Ramachandra. So in the dynasty of the sun god, the descendant of the sun god was Maharaj Ikshvaku, and his descendant was the great king, Maharaj Dasharath, who was ruling the kingdom of Kaushala in the capital of Ayodhya. And the king had three principal queens, Kaushalya, Kaikeyi, and Sumitra. But the king, he did not have any son. So the ministers of Dasharath suggested to him that he should call upon Rishyashringa to perform the Putra Kameshti Yagya. Putra Kameshti, Putra means son, Kameshti means desire, Yagya means fire sacrifice. So the fire sacrifice which is performed by those who desire a son is called as this Putra Kameshti Yagya. So Rishyashringa was called upon to perform this great yajna. And he did. And the various devatas, including Lord Brahma himself, he came to accept the offerings that were made by Rishyashringa and Maharaj Dashrath into the yajna. And Dashrath Maharaj was constantly praying that please award me with a son who can carry on my lineage, carry on this kingdom that I have. And the fire god himself, being pleased, he appeared and offered a bowl of sweet rice to Maharaj Dasharath. And Maharaj Dasharath, then he gave half the bowl of his sweet rice to his eldest queen, Queen Kaushalya. And the other half he gave to his dear wife, Kaikeyi. And both of these wonderful queens, Kaushalya and Kaikeyi, they offered a part of their offering of the sweet rice. They offered it to the youngest queen, Queen Sumitra. Lord and his direct expansions took shelter of the wombs of these three queens. And it is said that on the 9th day, the Navami day, Navami means 9th day of the bright fortnight of the month of Chaitra, in the Treta Yuga, Lord Ramachandra appeared in Ayodhya. Jai Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki Jai.
So Ayodhyapati Sri Ramachandra, he appeared, and soon after Bharat appeared from Kaikeyi. Then Lakshman appeared, Chitrakuta appeared after that. These four brothers, they were such an embodiment of attractive qualities. Ram was the senior-most. All the three brothers, they were just devoted exclusively to Lord Ramachandra, just from the very infancy. And Lakshman would never, ever, ever for a moment leave the side of his brother Ram. He was so absolutely dedicated. He just wanted to please Lord Ram, serve him in every possible way. His life at every moment was just simply on meditation, on serving Lord Ramachandra, pleasing Lord Ramachandra, protecting Lord Ramachandra, and any inconvenience that could possibly come in the world. And Lord Ramachandra would reciprocate so lovingly. and protect Lakshman as well. Shatrugna, he had the same type of devotion and dedication to Bharat. And these four brothers, they began to grow. And as they grew, they simply conquered the hearts of all the city residents of Ayodhya, especially the mothers and Dasharath Maharaj.
So Lord Ramachandra appeared from Mother Kaushalya. Bharat made his appearance from Mother Kaikeyi. And the two youngest brothers, Lakshmana and Shatrugna, made their appearance from Sumitra, who were devoted. Queen Sumitra's, both her sons, Lakshmana and Shatrugna, were devoted and dedicated to each of their elder brothers. Like Lakshmana was dedicated to Lord Ramachandra and Shatrugna was dedicated to Bharat. So let us now hear some sweet childhood pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. It is said that once Mother Kaushalya, she washed her baby Ram and put him to sleep very nicely. And then she went for her regular worship. And at the end of her worship to Lord Vishnu, she offered bhoga to the deity. And then when she came to see, came to check on Lord Ramachandra, the baby, she came and saw that the food that she had offered to Lord Vishnu, that her baby is sitting and eating in the other room. And that very same food was being consumed by the little baby. She went running back to the temple. And then, to her amazement, she found that her child was sitting there also and eating the offerings very lovingly, very nicely. And she was really amazed and she was wondering how come she could see her beautiful child in both these places. And seeing the plight, seeing the disturbance of his mother, Lord Ramachandra showed Mother Kaushalya his real identity, which included the countless of universes. He showed Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, and then everything, just almost like the universal form, was revealed by Lord Ramachandra to his beautiful mother, Kaushalya. And then he said, Ma, I'm telling this to you, but don't tell to everybody. You don't be confused and don't be worried, but don't be worried about me. I'm okay. I'm okay. Now there's another sweet pastime, and Mother Kaushalya was so happy to always be so much focused on Lord Ramachandra in taking care of him.
So Ramachandra, he would run here and there. His favorite pastime would be troubling his parents. In the childhood, he was naughty, but when he grew up, he became very grave
and sober.
And then when he used to be called for meals, he used to come only after someone would go after him. And there also, he would run away. Then it's said that one whose end no one can find finally used to get caught by his mother, just like Lord Krishna as Damodar got caught by Mother Yashoda. Lord Ramachandra got caught by his mother, Kaushalya. And even during meals, he used to stay restless and he would just ask so many questions. He was always looking outside and looking for a way to run out. And in this way, the Lord performed so many different pastimes in his childhood. They are so pleasant and occupied the hearts of not only his parents, but even the people of Ayodhya and even the Devatas.
And Lord Ramachandra, the best way that Mother Kaushalya would be able to feed Lord Ramachandra was by saying that, look, I'll show you this moon. This moon is this ball in the sky, and you want this ball? I'll bring it to you if you start eating. If you eat, then this ball will come. And then one day, Lord Ramachandra really started crying that you every day tell me that you'll give me the ball of this moon. You never give me. And then Mother Kaushalya, she brought a mirror And then she caught the reflection of the moon in the mirror and said, "Here, my dear Lala, here, please take the moon." And Lord Ram, as he was playing, the moon would get disturbed from the mirror and he would again start crying. So in this way, Lord Ramachandra would just drown the people of Ayodhya and especially his parents in pools of ecstasy by his sweet and childhood pastimes. As the princes were growing, Lord Ram and his three brothers went to the ashram of sage Vashishta to learn all the arts of weaponry, and all the 64 arts were learnt by them in the Gurukul of sage Vashishta. They acquired all kinds of knowledge, how to run a kingdom, how to use different weapons, how to tackle every situation, how to live in every condition of life. Vashishta taught them. In fact, even Lord Ramachandra, the 64 arts also include the art of singing. Lord Ramachandra would sing very beautifully because in the ashram of Vashishta Muni, they would worship very nicely Shivaji, Shiva Shambhu, the Param Vaishnava would be worshipped, and Lord Ramachandra would sing very, very melodious with a sitar. He would sing for the pleasure of Lord Shiva Shambhu. And it is said that when Lord Ramachandra would sing, and the Abhishek would go on for Lord Shiva in the Shivalinga, that time Lord Shiva himself would come and dance, because he would be so much in ecstasy that his worshipable Lord, Lord Ramachandra, is singing for Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva would not be able to control his ecstasy, and he would come and dance very beautifully whenever Lord Ramachandra would sing. He would sing a very sweet song. Namarapani Shulapani He Natarajan Namo 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 Namarapani Shulapani He Natarajan Namo Namo Namo, 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 Namo. And listening to this beautiful singing of Lord Ramachandra, Lord Shiva would not be able to control his ecstasy. He would come and dance for the pleasure of Lord Ramachandra. So in this way, the princes, the 4 princes, were getting very nicely trained in all the 64 arts by their guru, sage Vashishta. So then, they grew up, they came back to the city of Ayodhya. And today we are straight from the city of Ayodhya. We are going to another city to witness a very sweet pastime of Lord Ramachandra. The other pastimes which come in between, we will catch up later in the next few sessions. But this city is the glorious city of Mithila, the abode of Mother Sita. So let us take the dust of the city of Mithila upon our heads, and now we can come and be witness to the amazing first meeting of Lord Ramachandra with Mother Sita. So this was the first time that Mother Sita actually saw Lord Ramachandra in the city of Mithila. And it is said by sage Valmiki that when these two divine couple, they met, their lotus eyes met each other for the first time, it is said that they were not able to, their eyes, it felt as if got locked in their loving gazes. They could not just see anywhere else. They just could not look away from each other. And then sage Vishwamitra, along with whom Rama and Lakshmana had come to Mithila. He came because there was this huge ceremony that was happening in Mithila, the ceremony of the Swayamvar, the marriage where Sita Mata would be selecting her husband. And there was a condition by Maharaj Janak, the glorious father of Mother Sita, that whoever will be able to break the great vow of Lord Shiva, he will be the husband of Sita Devi. So Lord Ramachandra, very effortlessly, he came into the assembly where every king from every place had come. No one was able to lift the great bow. And at that time, this bow was just effortlessly lifted by Lord Ramachandra. And while he was stringing the bow, he just broke it into two pieces. The great bow of Lord Shiva was broken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Ramachandra. And as soon as Lord Ram, he broke this great bow, it is said that there used to be 500 men of soldiers that were needed to move this big bow. It was so huge. But Mother Sita, why did Janak Maharaj keep this condition that anyone who is able to, at least lift the bow one time will be able to marry his daughter? Why did Maharaj Janak keep such a great condition? Why did he do that? Because one time when Mother Sita was a young girl, she was playing with all her girlfriends and they were playing with balls made out of flowers. So they were playing, and Maharaj Janak, he had kept this bow of Lord Shiva in a very, very special place. A very special palace was made for this huge bow of Lord Shiva. And this ball that Mother Sita, little Sita and her friends were playing, this ball suddenly went into this palace and it just went below the resting place of the bow. So then Sita, little Sita, she just walked into this place and then she saw that the ball is right below the bow. So with her left hand, she just lifted it. She just lifted the bow single-handedly. And then with her right hand, she picked up the ball and threw it to her friends. So Maharaj Janak had heard about this, that how effortlessly his daughter picked up the bow with her left hand. So who can be a suitable match for such a glorious daughter? Therefore, to find the exact proper match for his glorious daughter, he had kept this condition that whoever is at least able to lift this great bow of Lord Shiva will be able to marry his blessed daughter, Sita. And thus Lord Ramachandra, he was the only personality who came and he not only lifted, but while he was stringing it, he also broke the bow in two parts. And thus Maharaj Janak was so happy and he was able to offer the hand of his blessed daughter Sita to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Maryada Purushottam Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. Thus the beautiful couple, Sri Ram and Mother Sita were united in matrimony. Their huge marriage ceremony was performed, and not only during this marriage ceremony, Maharaj Dashrath, everyone from Ayodhya came, and all the four brothers were married to the other three sisters of Mother Sita. Urmila and her other two cousin sisters were married to Bharath and Shatrugna. Bharath was married to Manvi and Shatrugna was married to forget the name. Manvi and I forget the name. Anyways, so these four brothers, they got married to these four princesses and they came back to Ayodhya. Then we'll know what happened later. We know what happened. Shrutakirti. Shrutakirti is the name of Shatrugna's wife. So then these four princesses, they came back to Ayodhya after their marriage. And what happened later, we will see what happened in tomorrow's session. But then today we will go to the next sweet pastime of Bharat coming and meeting with Lord Sri Ramachandra in the forest of Panchavati.
So here, here we actually see how Sri Rama and Lakshman and Sita, Ram was banished, Lakshman and Sita accompanied him, and they were just on the outskirts of Ayodhya, outside Ayodhya, and Chitrakuta. And that's when Bharat came back. And he came to know that his mother, Kekai, has banished Lord Ramachandra. His life and soul was Lord Ramachandra. And Bharat could not tolerate this. And Kekai said, I did this for you, so you can become king. And Bharat was so disgusted. He was like, no, I am not the king. It's only Lord Ramachandra who can be the king. Where is he? I'm going to go and bring him back. And when the Ayodhya Vasis, they heard that Bharat is going to bring him back, they also came along. And then right outside, when Bharat was coming, Lakshman saw from the kutir, from the hermitage of Lord Ram, Sita and Lakshman, that there's a huge army that's coming towards them. And look, Bharat is also there. Lakshman said, this Bharat, is he not satisfied by just banishing my Lord Ram? That he wants to come and just kill him with this army and attack him with the army? How dare he told Lord Rama, please, my dear brother, you stay here. I am alone going to deal with this army of Bharat, and I will vanquish all of them. Give me your blessings. And so Lord Rama said, no, why are you so excited? Bharat is actually coming to take me back. Lakshmana was like, really? You think he's going to take you back? Then why this army is there? Why so many people are there? And Lord Rama just pacified Lakshmana and said, wait, just wait. And as Bharat came, Bharat was barefoot. He came along with Vashishta and he saw some smoke coming. And he understood this is where Lord Ramachandra must be staying for the night. So they all went there and they saw Ram, Sita, Lakshman. And everyone, the entire army had come to take Lord Ramachandra back. All the Ayodhya Vasis, they were weeping bitterly. Seeing them dressed in tree bark with matted hair sitting on the ground, they saw Sita in that particular situation. It was just intolerable. And Bharat and everyone, Vashishta Muni, all the Ayodhya Vasis ran towards Lord Rama. They were tumbling and falling. They were just crying uncontrollably. They could not control themselves. They were so overwhelmed. And then by the time Bharat reached Lord Ramachandra, he just fell down. Ramachandra picked him up, embraced him in Chitrakuta. And this embrace of Ram and Bharat was so deep, so intense, full of affection, that even the rock melted. If we go to Chitrakuta, there are footprints still visible on the rock of Bharat and Ram. Bharat-Milap. Kaushalya came and she embraced Sita, and the same experience with such love and affection that their lotus feet got imprinted on the rock. And so Lord Lakshman asked, why you have come to this forest with all these armies? And then Lord Ramachandra stopped Lakshman. And Lord Ram asked, where is my father Dashrath? Has he not come? It seems everyone has come. So Bharat had to break this heartbreaking news to Lord Ram. Bharat said, my dear brother, in separation from you, chanting your holy names, thinking of your form, our father Dashrath died. Hearing this, Lord Ramachandra became so overwhelmed with affection and lamentation. He was just gasping and crying. What? He left. I had come here just to fulfill his vow. How can I'm responsible for his death. Now, if we see in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, the same Krishna who is none other than Lord Ram, he chastises Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. Ashocyan anvashochastvam pragyavadams chabhasa, say, why are you lamenting for the dead? The soul is unborn, it's undying, only temporary covering, just a body. But here, we see that Ram is lamenting. What is the understanding of this? Because we should understand, Lord Ramachandra was not just lamenting. He knows everything. Still, in the relationship, there are love and feelings of separation is also a type of ecstasy. The feeling of separation is actually a symptom of love. And he was showing us how to love and showing his love between him and his devotees. And so Lord Ram wanted Bharat to perform the last rites. He said, well, then you go and perform the last rites. And Bharat said, Ram, he begged, you are the elder son. Throughout our dynasty, it is the eldest son who performs the last rites. We have come to take you. Come back. Let's go. With so much pomp and celebration, they are all come to take you back to Ayodhya. And then we can perform the last rites also. So the entire kingdom of Ayodhya had come to beg for you. Please come. If you want to follow father's instructions, Lord Ram said, you must understand that my mother is satisfied. And I've been the king now. As the king, I'm surrendering my kingdom to you. You say, Bharat said, you say that I'm king. I'm surrendering my kingdom to you. So Lord Ram said, Bharat, in this world, things don't go always our way. He was seeking support. He was, from our point of view, actually, he was speaking from our point of view. Because there will always be situations that will overwhelm us. And there will be some separation. With life, death will end. So we must learn to face obstacles with integrity, is what Lord Ram told Bharat. Our father has spoken that you be the king, that I go to the forests. So in this way, Bharat said, no, Ramachandra, you have to come. Can a donkey walk with the gait of a horse? I'm like the donkey. How can I walk with the gait of a horse? Can a sparrow fly with the elegance of Garuda? I'm nothing. So Ram preached to Bharat with very, very great affection.
And in fact, Lord Ramachandra, he actually sought the help of the other senior members of Ayodhya also, as we can see here. Even Maharaj Janak is there in this assembly, and sage Vashishta, the Kula Guru of the princes, there he is also there. Lots of sages and the mothers, all of these elderly people are there, and Lord Ramachandra is seeking even their counsel to make Bharat understand that please you go back to the kingdom and I will fulfill father's promise also and I will come back, but you go now and you go and rule in Ayodhya as the king.
So then Vasishtha Muni approached.
And Bharat said, you are telling me to go and go and be the king? My mother, she has not left me any place that I can't show my face to anyone because of this work that my mother has done. And because of this, I have actually even cursed her that from today onwards, no one will name their daughters as KK. Because how heartless can she be? How heartless can this woman be? She used to love you more than me, my dear brother. But look what she has asked because of bad association. She was so much affected by the words of her maidservant Manthara because she lent her ears to this serpentine talks, the envious talks of Manthara. And that is why I have rejected my mother. I do not want, and I have cursed her in this way, that no one will name their daughter KK in any future generations to come. And this curse of Maharaj Bharat is actually true. Nobody in the entire creation ever names their daughters to be KK. This is one of the curses that Mother KK had received from her own son. And Lord Ramachandra, as soon as he heard this, he actually got very angry on Bharat. He said to Bharat that Mother KK, she is now repenting. She understands and she is our mother. How can you reject her? You cannot reject her, my dear brother. You should be always respectful to mother. So do not criticize our mother. And Bharat, he said to Bharat that no matter what, KK, Mother KK, is still the most dear to me amongst all our mothers. This is what Lord Ramachandra told to Bharat.
So then Vasishtha Muni approached, seeing that Bharat is not able to convince Lord Ram. Vasishtha Muni said, I am your priest and I have come to take you back. You should follow me. So Lord Ram said, yes, my dear Vasishtha Muni, you are the priest. But my mother and father, they put me to sleep. They took care of me. When I was helpless, my mother fed me. They nursed me 24 hours a day. Do you not understand the debt I feel for them? Were you there at that time when I was helplessly crying as a child? Who took care at that time? And Vasishtha Muni understood. Yeah, that is correct. So he backed and he said, no, I was just telling to test you. You're right. And so everybody was trying to convince him, and Bharat was begging. The Devatas were just watching and they wanted Ram to win because Ravana was destroying the sanctity of the planet. So the Devatas were saying, Bharat, please don't insist so much. You don't know the bigger plan. With every adversity, there is an opportunity. And this is the opportunity for Lord Ram to kill Ravana. So then the Devatas, they convinced Bharat, please let Ram stay. And then Bharat understood Ram's conviction. So with the highest principle of loyalty, Bharat, with folded hands, he removed his diamonds and jewels, and he brought some wooden kharao, and he said, my dear Lord, please put your feet on these wooden kharao, wooden chappals, padukas. If you are living in the jungle, I will also live in the jungle. You have matted hair, I will also have matted hair. You wear bark of trees and eat roots, I will do the same thing. You want that kingdom should be run nicely, I will run the kingdom. But I will run the kingdom as your servants. I will do the service, but your shoes will be the king. You will get the credits. And this is very crucial if you really want to understand what is Krishna consciousness. Because Lord Chaitanya, he taught our only aspiration should be the servant of the servant of the servant. Service is our life for souls. We can accept things for service, but credit goes to Krishna. We should never be proud for any service that we perform. We are always giving credit to Guru and Krishna. Bharat, he performed all the responsibilities of the king after he went back. After he went back, he stayed in a kutir. He lived in a jungle. But from there, from the jungle, he was performing all the responsibilities of the king. Because generally, we want the palace and the throne to do the service. But he rejected that. He said, I don't want the honor. I just want the responsibility and the service. And how he, in fact, when he would wake up early in the morning in his bhajan kutir in the jungle, and then he would go to bathe in the Saryu River, Bharat. On the other side of the Saryu River, there would be the Ayodhya Vasis who would also come to take baths. And 50% of the people were with Bharat and understood his intentions, but the other 50% of Ayodhya Vasis, they were angry at Bharat. Because of him, because of you, Lord Ramachandra had to be. And look, as he would take bath, he would hear all these criticisms against him, saying, oh, you let Lord Ram go and now you're making a big show? What is this? And you're thinking that you are really big. We know secretly what you do. He would just very humbly, he would not retaliate, just accept it and then continue his service. Similarly, we should learn from Bharat how we should take criticism by always being absorbed in the other world, being absorbed in the pastimes of Lord Ram, rather than thinking what they're telling me, he would be absorbed in what my Lord Ram would be doing now. He must have also woken up. He must have gone for taking bath. Let me take bath also. So in this way, Ramayana actually teaches us how to lead in this world like Lord Ramachandra led, like Lord Bharat led by his example. Mahabharat and Gita, they tell us how to live in this world. How we should live in this world. Bhagavatam teaches us how to leave the world. And Chaitanya Charitamrita teaches us how to love in this world. So Ramayana, how to lead. Mahabharata and Gita, how to live. Bhagavatam, how to leave. And Chaitanya Charitamrita, how to love in this particular world.
And now we'll come to the last part of today's pastime, where we will talk about this great devotee, a little glimpse to the sweet meeting, the little first meet cute of Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana, along with this very great personality, Pavan Putra Shri Hanumanji, the son of the wind god, Pavan Dev, the most mighty Hanumanji. So one time, it is said that Sugriva and his ministers, they were actually banished from their kingdom. They were living at the Rishyamukha mountains. And that time, these two princes, Lord Ram and Sri Lakshman, they came because they were searching for Mother Sita. And they saw from the top of the mountain that these two great princes have come. Who are they? So then Sugriva ordered Hanumanji to disguise himself as a Brahmana and to come and meet and find out who are these two personalities. So we can see how beautifully Hanumanji has dressed himself up like a Brahmana, and he has come in front of Sri Ram and Lakshman. And as he was talking, immediately he could understand, oh, these are the lords of my heart. They are my worshipable Lord. Sri Ram and Sri Lakshmana, Raghunath has come. Sri Raghunath has come. Raghunandan has come. The son of the kingdom of the Raghu dynasty, they have come. So now I have to meet with them. I surrender my life to them.
And how did he come to know that these are my lords? Actually, when he was coming in disguise, Lord Ram asked this Brahmana, because Hanuman came in the disguise of this Brahmana. And the Hanuman and the Lord Ram asked, you are asking us who we are, but I want to know who you are. He said, I'm just a simple Brahmana. He said, no, I don't believe you. And Hanuman was like, what? Why don't you believe me? And he was looking all over himself. Hanuman said, why do you say so? Lord Ram said, if you are a Brahmana, then what is that pearl necklace doing on your neck? And Hanuman was, what? Are you able to see this pearl necklace? And Hanuman was reminded of what Lord Brahma told him. This necklace was given to him and said that only your true master and Lord will be able to see this necklace. Whoever is able to identify this necklace is your Lord and Master. And when Lord Ramachandra identified this, Hanuman could not believe this. He said, what necklace? There is no necklace. And Ram said, no, I'm seeing a shining necklace there. And that's when he understood, this is my Lord and Master, Raghupati Shri Ram.
And then Hanumanji revealed his original form and he surrendered to Sri Ram. And then he carried both the brothers on his, first of all, they embraced each other. Lord Ram very lovingly embraced him. And then Hanumanji carried the two brothers on top of the Rishyamukha mountains. And then he came and met with Sugriva and the rest of the monkey army. And then they devised their strategies to find and look for Mother Sita. So this is how the sweet meet cute of Lord Ramachandra along with Sugriva and Hanumanji happened. And Hanumanji, we are actually going to dedicate one entire day. The day 4 will be dedicated to this glorious personality, Sri Hanumanji, how he is the perfect servitor of Lord Ramachandra and how he is like the desire fulfiller of Lord Sri Ramachandra.
And tomorrow we'll discuss the epitome of righteousness and sacrifice, how the Lord goes with sage Vishwamitra, how he protects the sages from Marichi, Subahu, Taraka, how he delivers Ahalya, how he leaves Ayodhya, how he protects the sages of Dandikaranya, delivering Bali and Ravana. So with this, we end today and we'll continue tomorrow and this entire week on the wonderful pastimes of Lord Ram, Shri Ram, Madhuramrita.
So we'll sing some kirtan on the glorification of Lord Sri Ramachandra, and we dedicate our kirtan to the well-being of His Grace Pankajangri Prabhu, that he is in Kolkata even now, and we pray to Lord Nrsingadev and to Lord Ramachandra for his quick and speedy recovery so that he can come back to Sri Mayapur Dham, hale and hearty. And we pray for all the devotees, like we pray for the mother of Jigna, we pray for Anjudi, we pray for Madhubhashini Mataji and family, we pray for Mother Flavier and her family, and we also pray for all the devotees in Hyderabad, devotees all over the world. We pray, so sorry that we do pray for Radhika, also Keshavi, yes, we pray for her. We pray for all the devotees who are really going through a lot right now. So we pray for devotees around the world that may Lord Nrsingadev protect everyone. And also we dedicate today's kirtan for it was the birthday of our very, very dearest Hema Mataji, who is doing impeccable service. She is such a sincere soul. And her birthday, although it was yesterday, the 18th of April was her birthday, but today here it is still the 19th. So we are wishing Hema Mataji a very, very happy belated birthday. And Hema Mataji is the one who is managing the entire Telegram, you know, group over there, and she posts beautiful videos every single day in that Telegram group. And she's also one who is also very, very actively involved in making the small snippet videos. So we thank her for, and so grateful to her for her wonderful services, and wish her a very, very happy birthday.
ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशिकारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे
Ayodhyavasi Ram, Ram, Dashratha Nandana Ram, Ayodhyavasi Ram, Dashratha Nandana
Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki
Jai.
Shri Ram Sita Lakshman Hanuman ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinde ki
Jai. So before we open up the lines, we will just announce the quiz questions for today.
First, what is the mission of the great devotees of the Lord? Second, how did Ratnakar become Maharishi Valmiki?
Third, name the principal queens of King Dasharath. Fourth, when did Lord Ramachandra appear?
Fifth, who is the guru of the four brothers? Sixth, what is the condition made by Janak Maharaj to marry his blessed daughter Sita Devi?
Seventh, what is the curse of Bharath to his mother Kaikeyi? Eighth, Ramayana teaches dash.
Ninth, how was Hanuman identified by Lord Ramachandra?
Hari Bol, thank you so much for these wonderful quiz questions, dearest Ranjani Gopika. The fantastic quiz questions. Thank you so much.
So now we open up the lines for any questions or comments.
And we also are very grateful to Hima Mataji for posting the link to join the Telegram group. So every day she posts some small videos there. So please do join the Telegram group. So the link is already posted. So we'd like to open the lines. We'd like to welcome Keshavi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji and Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my respectful humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Today's class was so good, Victorian. Since 1 week, we are also listening in Ramayana. So again, I got repetition so good so that I can remember in everything. Thank you for the prayers for Radhika Mataji, also Mataji and Prabhuji. My question was that, there is a reason like why Ramachandra Prabhu has to go for Vanvas for 14 years, because he came to kill Ravana and so many other demons. So then why, that's the reason why Kaikeyi has 3 boons to Dasharatha, and but she got blamed completely and she got cursed also. Like, how to understand this situation, Mataji, Prabhuji?
Yes, that is correct. That with every act in the pastime of the Lord, He is teaching us so many things. With Kaikeyi, it was the lesson that the Lord wanted to teach through Kaikeyi is the influence of bad association. So yes, she said that, and these devotees of the Lord who are playing these parts in the pastimes of the Lord, they are not concerned about what happens to them. Like even Bhishma was a pure devotee of the Lord, but everyone says that, oh, Bhishma did not, he fought against Krishna. But actually, he was willing to be used as an instrument by Krishna to teach the world what not to do. So when Krishna comes, he teaches through some of his devotees, he teaches what to do, set an example by what to do. And with some very confidential devotees, he chooses to set an example what not to do. So Kaikeyi was willing to be an instrument of the Lord, to be used as an instrument to teach, set an example of what not to do. And as long as they are able to fulfill the mission of the Lord, they are happy. And yes, people will say whatever people will say. They even criticized Bharath. that even though he was
completely
faultless, he was not doing anything.
He didn't even
on his
have a
own.
clue. He didn't even have a clue that his mother was, he was not even in Ayodhya at that time when this incident happened of Mother KK taking the benedictions from Maharaj Dasharath and Lord Ram getting actually banished. Bharat was not even there.
But some people would criticize Bharat. This was a plan. Because you wanted him, you didn't want any blame, so you left nicely, you left. And then this whole thing, you were the one behind the scenes. So whatever we do, people will say, blame something or the other in this material world. But that's not the purpose of the Lord. And the devotees, they don't care so much. As long as there is an example, that is that they are being able to be used as an instrument in the society. And so Kaikai was used as an instrument. She allowed herself to be used as an instrument to teach the world what are the bad influences of bad association.
How dangerous it can be. How dangerous bad association. How, if we put our ears into bad association, how much we can end up doing nasty things. It is impossible to understand. So that the Lord wanted to teach the world.
So those who are devotees, we will understand the mission and we will learn from that. And the others who want to not learn, they will give excuses and they will keep blaming every character. Even Krishna they blamed for falsely for taking Shamantaka jewel and so many things. So people will keep saying, blaming whatever we do, whether good or bad. But as devotees, we see what can we learn from different incidents in life and from different incidents in the pastimes of the Lord.
Wow, very nicely explained, Prabhuji and Mataji. Yeah, it's true. That's the reason we also remember Kaikeyi. Like she's the she used to love Ramachandra more than anything actually. Yes. Bhishma Pita also, he was very dedicated to his kingdom and to his father, whatever he did. Really, when we remember all these things, yeah, they are instruments, but it's very hard. Like, we remember them like a bad people or something like that in our mind. But when we see all these things, then definitely we'll also learn something from them and try to follow in our life. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Wonderfully explained.
Never consider them to be bad because they are all great personalities who, for the time being, like how even Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Apichet Sudurachara Bhajante Bhavan. That Krishna says that even apparently, if you see a devotee is engaged or is fallen down, even then we should not criticize a devotee. So what to speak of these great personalities? They are Nitya Siddhas, eternally liberated souls. Who are we to consider them bad or good? They are great associates of them. We should always keep that in mind.
Yes, Mataji, really. Thank you so much for inviting me. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Thank you. Anjali, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Ram. You just leave me in such an awe of both of you. Like, आपने तो PhD नहीं पता क्या क्या कर रखा है in all the grants, चाहे वो भागवतम हो, चाहे भगवत गीता है, चैतन्य चरितमृत, ब्रह्म संहिता, रामायण. You're truly, truly, truly blessed. It's like, all the slides, everything was so divine. Ramayana is very close to my heart because that's the first thing. I was very small, around 4 years. My father made me start reading it. It was very close to my father's heart. तो कहते कृष्ण जी तो हमारे पास हैं ही, वो तो हमारे हैं. And राम जी के वो बहुत पूछते थे, like रामायण, and he was very, very good. In fact, people used to stop when he used to read the chapais. दोहास पढ़ते थे, इतना सुंदर पढ़ते थे, मैंने किसी को इतना सुंदर पढ़ते हुए नहीं देखा. And people used to stop and hear when he used to sing the chapais, and he used to sing them very loudly. So he had a very, very good thing on Ramayana. And since a childhood only, I'm reading every day one that what he had built me from one doha to one doha. So we just used to think. And I had said also, my favorite one is always Bar 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 mang ho, har shay do shri rang, pad saroj anupayani, bhakti sada satsang. So that is my favorite from the thing. And it just brought me so many fond memories, so many past memories. Whenever we hear these pastimes, yes, he is Maryada Parshottam. And everything is so beautiful, so nectarian, the slides, everything, And then tomorrow is Ram Navami over here. And like, you're getting us connected and making that, the atmosphere so built up today. Like I was feeling, oh my God, I was getting all more pepped up and all. And the answer you just now gave for the cake, even my father used to give the same thing because they were the instrument of God. And she took the full blame. And he used to say, Kaan ke kache nahi ho jaise mantra thi. He always used to tell us this only. See, God also saw who was a Kaan ka kacha, and that's why they chose mantra to fulfill that role. It was so much of learning from these, pastimes, so much if you take them deeply. Thank you so much.
Thank
you so much for everything. We are so grateful to you so much. Dandavat pranam. And the thing. And so in such short, you were making do full Ramayana. I was just wondering how you will make it do. And I said, oh my God, they can do anything. So that's why you have a magic powers. Truly blessed by
the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Vargas, that somehow they are using us as their instruments. And whatever we are speaking is all from Srila Prabhupada's books. So we are our eternal gratitude to Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Vargas for giving us this knowledge that we can somehow be benefited ourselves and somehow share with all of you also.
Thank you to like all our Guru Vargas, to Srila Prabhupada and everybody for all this divine knowledge, Thank you so much. No questions I have. So just grateful and deep gratitude.
Jai. Thank you, Deep. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for everything. And today I have got like big smile, which I will reveal tomorrow, but you know the secret. So that's the thing.
Yes.
And thank you, Bhaiya Bhavi, for everything. Thank you so much.
Very welcome. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Radha. Garima. Hare Krishna. Garima, we can't hear you, bacha. We see that you are unmuted, but we cannot hear you. Can we please, Divyangi, can we not have us spotlighted because we're not able to see in the smaller window, we can't see who is having their videos on. Can we remove the spotlight, please? Garima, can you speak? Huh. Somehow we're not able to hear you. Ah, we see you now. Can you speak? Hi, Bol. We can't hear you. Is there some problem with your microphone? We can see you, but we can't hear you. Maybe you want to log off and log back in again?
Garima, talk from
We
phone.
can hear you. We can hear you now.
Talk from phone, wait.
Okay, I'll get from here.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranam.
Hi, Beta.
I love the class a lot today about Ram. Do I leave this? Okay, I love the class about Ram and how you shared the pastimes. And It was so blissful class. Blissful class, and I just learned so much from there, and especially I love the childhood pastimes of Lord Ram. And I wanted to show some jewelry because I'm making it for Ram Navami.
Okay.
For my deities.
Okay.
So okay. This is my
I'll hold it.
Oh, wow.
my bracelet. No, these are the bracelets for my deities.
Wonderful.
And where did it go? Yeah. This is also a bracelet. And
Hold it
yeah,
properly like this.
this
Very
is
pretty. Very pretty.
it's
Ribbon.
yeah.
Wonderful, Vita.
I've not finished the necklace, but tomorrow I'll show the necklace.
Okay. We look forward to seeing it.
Okay. Thank you
Thank
for the
you, Vita.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any other questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Mataji Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, and all glories goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Chaitanya Nityananda. So thank you so much for your wonderful session. It was very, very divine. And the PPT also very, very good. But when seeing that little Ram, I felt like in my eyes, I'm able to see him as a Krishna instead of Rama. Looks like Krishna like that. But anyway, my
Small bows, in
yes,
his hand.
the behind, yeah. That makes me to remember again Ram again, because so far we heard only about Radha Krishna, right? So in my eyes, yeah, I'm able to see him as Krishna. So it was very divine and wonderful bhajan also. It is also Madhuram. Not only the session is Madhuram, this bhajan also it's Madhuram. And one more thing is, please, tomorrow is fasting day here, right, in India. Just
Yes,
guide us, Mataji and Prabhuji, for all of us.
sure. Some places, this is a very nice question. Thank you, Hari Prasad Prabhu, for asking this. Some places in some Vaishnava calendars, we see that it is written that we should fast till sunset for Lord Ramachandra. But in Sri Mayapur Dham, and research has also been done that Lord Ramachandra appeared in the afternoon. So we fast only till noon for Lord Ramachandra. So you can fast till noon, and then you can take grain prasad. You can offer nice big feast of, whatever you can make, beautiful offerings to Lord Ramachandra. It can be fully with grains and everything, no restrictions. You can make nice grain feast prasad for Lord Ramachandra, offer it, and then break your fast at noon with Mahaprasad. So that's
Okay,
it.
Mataji. Yeah, thank you. So if the person is not able to do Nirjal fast, means whether they can follow the same procedure as Ekadasi fasting.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes. Okay, Mataji. That's clear for me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Anjali, you sent a message. You want to show a picture?
Yes, I want to share one picture, which last year in Ram Navami time I had read the full Ramayana, and that time it was in lockdown when it started, and I'm just reversing my camera, and I had made this picture of Ram and Sita.
Wow. Dee, please take a picture and send it to us. It's so
Yeah,
beautiful.
So I just remembered after I did things, so I said, okay, let me just.
Yes, yes. Please send us a picture. Thank you, Dee.
Yeah, surely I'll just do it and then thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any more questions or comments?
If not, we end here. Thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. All praise to Srila Prabhupada. Rama Lakshmana Janaki. Jai Bolo Hanuman ki.
Hanuman ki Jai. Thank you, Krishna Sharanam Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji Prabhuji, Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna
Thank
Mataji
you.
Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.